What's good, YouTube, and welcome to another KaibaHacksDartz Yu-Gi-Oh video. Today, we're here with another deck list, deck profile, deck update, whatever you love to call them. And this is our Water Dragon deck for February 2025. Water Dragons, absolute classic, GXy era kind of stuff, Bastion, running absolute Water Dragons, and they've got some upgrades throughout the years. So we're going to kind of run through the deck and hit it up. It's a pretty saucy little piece, mostly formed around kind of like elements, to make water, obviously. But we'll get into it. Obviously, we got Water Dragon Cluster here at 3s, our big boss boy. It is cannot be normal summon / set, must be special summoned with the effect of a bonding spell / trap. And if this card is special summoned, you can activate this effect. Effect monsters your opponent currently controls cannot activate their effects for the rest of this turn. Also, change their attack till 0 until the end of this turn. In quick effect, you contribute this card to special summon 2 Water Dragon from your hand and or deck in defense position, ignoring their summoning conditions, So we got 3 of him, absolute little beefy boss. You could take it down, you could, keep it at 3. And then, moving on, we got 2 Water Dragon, the OG. Cannot be normal summon / set, must be special summoned with bonding H2O. And the attack of fire monsters and pyro monsters, on the field becomes 0. And when this card is destroyed and sent to the graveyard, you can target 2 Hydrogeddon and 1 Oxygeddon in your graveyard, special summon them. So another one you could take up, bring down, and you could start to work with. Obviously, the Water Dragon cluster isn't as much focused on it, but the rest do kind of focus on opposing fire monsters and pyro. So you could start to maybe throw in some sauce to change, attributes or types of your opponent's monsters to start to work in with that sauce. Moving on, we got 3 Oxygeddon. Of course, your air, your oxygen in the mixture here. And this card is destroyed by battle with a pyro monster, or if this card is destroyed by battle and sent with a pyro monster and sent to the graveyard, each player takes 800 damage. So, not that crazy of effect, but it's possible that you could just spam out a bunch of them, and like I said, make their monster into a pyro, or whatever to work the sauce. Definitely some potential there, you could get like DNA surgery going. Next, we got 3 Hydrogeddon, obviously. And when this card destroys an opponent's monster as a result of battle and sends it to the graveyard, you can special summon 1 Hydrogeddon from your deck. Another effect that isn't too pop-offy, I guess you would say, or too effective, but you could try and, work some stuff around it, maybe equip cards, like the Gold Moon, whatever, that Gold Moon coin or whatever. No, not Gold Moon coin, the Gold Moon Shield or whatever, something like that, to get them higher attack. So you could start to maybe combo off with that effect. It's possible. But he is mainly just for the activation of, our bonding spells and traps. Next, we got 2 Duotarian, duos here. And you can discard this card, add 1 bonding spell / trap from your deck to your hand. And if this card is normal or special summoned, you can target 1 Hydrogeddon, Oxygeddon, or Duotarian, in your graveyard and special summon it. You can only use this, use each effect once per turn, So another one you could take up, bring down, but of course he is a level 5, so you gotta work in some sauce to kind of potentially bring him out, in different ways. Moving on, we got 2 Carboneddon, I don't know how you would say it, but it is, if this card battles a fire monster, during damage calculation, this card gains 1,000 attack, during damage calculation only, and you can banish this card from your graveyard, special summon from your hand, or deck 1 level 7 or lower dragon normal monster in face-up defense position. We don't have really any sauce to work with that, but he is obviously a potential future play for it. And just some, different sauce. For some one-offs here, we just got Brachytops, and we got Dororan, the Mad Flame Kaiju, just because he's a dinosaur. It doesn't really fit too much in with some of the sauce, but it could in the future. And same with Brachytops. do try and lean into more of the dragony stuff, or the dinosaur stuff, sorry, because everything's a dinosaur except for the water dragons, basically. Moving into spells, we got 3 Fossil Dig, an absolute grand piece in this deck. It is add 1 level 6 or lower dinosaur monster from your deck to your hand. So that basically opens up your opportunities for any of the boys in the deck, you know, any of the pieces for water dragons at least. And of course, it's not once per turn, so you could pop off twice, you know, and you could possibly get some cards going to recycle it, you know, Magical Stone of Excavation or whatever it's called, stuff like that. We'll throw them here. Next, we got 3 Bonding D2O, and it is tribute 2 Deuterion and 1 Oxygeddon in your hand and or field, and special summon 1 Water Dragon or Water Dragon Cluster from your hand, deck, or graveyard. And this card, this is treated as a special summon with the effect of a Bonding H2O, sorry. If Water Dragon or Water Dragon Cluster is sent from the field to the graveyard, while this card is in your graveyard, you can add this card to your hand. So a lot of recycling kind of pop-off power, and then different ways you could maybe potentially use this as maybe fodder for discards or something. Moving on, we got 2 Bonding H2O. It is tribute 2 Hydrogeddon, 1 Oxygeddon, special summon 1 Water Dragon from your hand, deck, or graveyard. Basically same sauce, but the older version, and it's only for the Water Dragon. Obviously, these numbers can be changed out and teched up. Decks will work in progress. And if you have any ideas, let me know in the comments. We threw in 2 double summons just to help get more monsters on the field, and or you know, that Deuterion out there. Then we threw in 2 Legendary Ocean. It's just a classic that's in there, so we figured we might as well go in a bit with it. And it does reduce the level of all water monsters in both players' hands and on the field by 1. So there's potential for that in terms of extra deck plays, you know, and such. But of course for the Deuterion as well. Try and get these stacked together. Threw in 2 Cosmic Cyclone, just as some easy sauce removal. We're not doing too much with life points in the deck, so I figured it's half decent. Generic stuff. For some one-offs, we threw in the Monarch Stormforth. Once per turn during this turn, if you attribute a monster for a tribute summon, you can tribute 1 monster your opponent controls. So it's kind of some saucy stuff, but it does lock you out of the extra deck, but that's not too big of a deal with some of the plays. Next, we have Big Evolution Pill. After this card's activation, it remains on the field, but destroy it during your opponent's 3rd end phase. Tribute 1 dinosaur monster to activate this card. And while this card is face up on the field, you can normal summon level 5 or higher dinosaur monsters without tributing. So some more sauce to possibly get out Deuterions. We've kind of focused that, but there's lots of room for changes in the future, like I said. Then we just threw in Swords for some stall power. And a card advance for, you know, setting up some plays, as well as, you know, that extra tribute summon. So half decent. Moving into the traps, not too much sauce here. Of course, we have 3 of the Bonding DHO, which is shuffle 1 Deuterion, 1 Hydrogeddon, and 1 Oxygeddon from your hand and or graveyard into the deck. Special summon 1 Water Dragon Cluster from your hand or graveyard. And you can banish this card from your graveyard to add 1 Water Dragon or Water Dragon Cluster from your deck or graveyard to hand. So lots more recycle power, and of course, ways to bring out our main boy, the Water Dragons. Next, we have 2, just call the Haunted. Easy sauce, recycle power. You know, it's the way she goes. For the extra deck, we haven't really gotten into anything. We just, we threw in a Dispatch Rotzi, an Abyss Keeper, a Marincess Marbled Rock, and a Marincess Wonderheart. Of course, there's just lots of opportunity for generic sauce in this deck, so I didn't think I'd have to pull out too much of my other decks to put it in. You know, you could throw in lots of various generic pieces. You could more focus on the watery stuff. There is, sorry about that. There is, of course, potential for, you know, maybe getting in tuners in the deck. You know, dinosaur tuners or something like that, maybe. And potentially going in for synchro plays as well. But other than that, I think it's a pretty decent deck so far. And of course, I'm open to any ideas you may have or any, strats or cards that I could throw in the deck or, changes up to the numbers and such. So, of course, let me know in the comments if you have any ideas like that and such. Make sure to check out my other videos. I do deck profiles pretty consistently, as well as pack openings, stuff like that, reviews of Yu-Gi-Oh! Product cards and such, as well as, Yu-Gi-Oh! DIY projects, the occasional top 10, stuff like that. Different Yu-Gi-Oh! Content all the time. So I recommend, you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit that little notification bell so you know when future content's coming out. And otherwise, thanks for watching. Peace.